All right, let's see what we've got here. These Indies are about 30 years old. Obviously, he wore the hell out of them. His favorite boots. He wanted to see if we can bring them back. Now, we're going to basically do a full sole and heel, new welt. We're going to keep the same footbed. We're not going to change too much. We're not going to re-dye the uppers, but we are going to put a piece of leather right here and put a piece of leather right here. Restitch the toe. Put a new toe counter in. And the interior lining is all just shot. We're going to just basically replace that. And we're going to bring these back so we can wear them some more. We don't want to make them look brand new. We want to clean up the uppers, but not really dye them. We want to still keep that patina. You see that light color underneath is what it used to look like. Once we take them apart, you'll see that inside is going to be majority of the work because structurally, this is just worn out like crazy. The footbed is still in good shape, but the lining inside is done. So I'll let you take a look at it once I take it apart to let you see what I'm talking about. All right, let's get started. It is cold outside today. It's 17 degrees Fahrenheit. Celsius -8 for all you guys who work with Celsius. Oh my God. These have been repaired a few times before. But you guys haven't seen a shank like this on a pair of Indies before. These are the original shanks. Look how beefy these are. Good God, man. We'll clean this up and reuse it again. Still in good shape. Compared to the recent that's the old one, that's the new one. Wow, look at the difference. Nice, let's continue. These dreaded staplers. God, I hate these things. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What a joy to see that. Man. Told you it was messed up on the inside. Wow. Yeah, we'll fix that. No problem. All right, let's continue. All right, so we've got one liner here. This is basically like the structural liner inside. This is the actual lining. So he wore through the lining. Okay, this is where his toes were. Then he wore through this structural piece, and then he wore through the leather. That's the toe counter. I have to put a new piece in there. And we're going to add some leather pieces on the sides here. I think it'll be okay. It'll be a little different looking Indy than visually, but physically it's an Indy boot. So nothing's going to change as far as it being an Indy boot. We're just going to have two new pieces on the sides right there, reinforcing those worn out and torn areas. Now we can replace this whole one-piece toe vamp, right? But we decided not to do that. We want to keep as much as possible of the original boot and make it work and let him keep on wearing it. So that's what we're doing. All right, let's continue. A lot of polish buildup here. Over the years, this is what happens. I try to clean that as much as we can. Obviously, we can't make it look new. Wow. Man, look at that. Wow. All right, let's see what we have. Now, we've got our side pieces in there. We've got a thin lining in there, okay? I sanded that a little bit as best as I could. Did the toe stitching in black. Now we get to work on the other side. We're going to do some eyelets here. We're going to do some eyelets here and some speed hooks. And basically just put this back together. Replace this main lining. And then bring it all back together to make it look like a boot again. Then after that, we can start working on the bottom like a regular full sole and heel job. All right, let's continue. This is just giving it a rough stretch for, for the front area. Again, this is a size 15. This is not a size 12, or else I would have relasted them. Is it necessary to relast them? Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea if you had the last, but, I think it's okay. I think it'll be just fine. I think just by me shaping this, it'll fit in there perfectly, and it won't be any issues. Now, with jobs like this, usually, the boot goes through a lot of redoing, and yes, you are going to have to break them in, even though it's the same footbed. Didn't change much in the boot itself, other than side pieces, obviously. But it's always a good idea to have, once it gets done, you got to break them in. So it's not going to feel the same as it was before when it was all worn out. No, it can't be. It's impossible. This is redone. Everything is fairly new. Structurally, it's much better than what it was. So you're going to take a little bit for it to break in. It shouldn't be uncomfortable. It just should be kind of snug and got to go through the break-in period. That's all. All right, let's continue. All right, we have made some nice progress. So we've got the footbed in there. The new lining is right there. We've got our gemming in there. Gemming is that piece right there that the welt's going to be stitched onto. Side pieces are in, obviously. That's looking like a nice boot now. Now, we haven't treated the uppers at all, but maybe you can put some cream on it just to kind of make it a little bit darker in some of these light areas, but not really much, and then condition the hell out of them. So we're making progress. All right, let's continue. All right, so we made it so far. Now is the easy part, gluing the welt on. Compared to the rest of the job, this is going to be a piece of cake. This is a storm welt. Storm welt has a little hump in it. You see that little round hump? Split welt is cut in half. It's split welt, hence split. Now this fabric we put in the middle here, this is just to kind of bridge the two, sides together. Alden does this with most of their boots, and this was the same way, but it was all worn down in the middle. You couldn't really tell. It was only just this part was saved. Now this will be my last video of the year of 2024, and this year has been a pretty good year business-wise. And I've been so grateful for customers bringing in work for me to make a living and doing what I love to do. And great comments on the videos. 99.9 of the comments are just positive comments, which is great. I love that, and I appreciate that. Who knows what next year is going to bring me? We'll just see. Whatever happens, happens. It's out of your hands. Now, personally, we had some tough times. We lost some friends along the way. Yeah, four of my friends passed away this year. One of them was an elderly gentleman. Let's say, age got him. He was about 93 years old. But the rest of them were in their 50s. I mean, One was my age. I'm 58. He was 59. You know, it was unexpected. You know, life's so short. We forget how short it is. Unfortunately, we're so busy that we don't realize that it just, you know, things could happen to anybody. To anybody. Me, you, anybody. Unless something happens to you, then you wake up, you realize that, hey, you know what? We're not indestructible. There's going to be a time where, you know, it's going to be our time, and we're going to go. But we forget that. We're so busy with life, you know. We forget that it could end. It truly could end. So appreciate what you got, even though sometimes times can be tough, you know, and it could be a lot worse than what you've got. So appreciate what you got. And make it better. Try to do your best to make the better your life. Sometimes people move, change jobs, you know. And you can't run away from yourself. You need to fix yourself first. And then everything else should follow. I mean, you just pack up and move to go somewhere. Where are you going? You're going to be there when you get there. You can't run away from yourself. So fix yourself first. Anyway. All right, I hope you guys have a good year. I hope it's a healthy, happy new year. I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing until I can't. And I'll try to make videos as much as I can. My last video, somebody was said that I was complaining too much. I mean, I don't know if it was complaining. I was trying to teach you guys what to look for when you're going to a shoe repair shop and what you should be expecting on a repair. That's all. It wasn't meant to be a complaint. I was just trying to educate you guys on what to look for. That's all. But some people see it differently. I guess it came out that way. Wasn't my intention. All right. Let's continue. Hammer time. Last video there was no sound in the hammer time because I had to speed it up and I lost audio on it. Alright, we'll have some hammer time now. This is just the midsole that we're going to put on. That's enough. Let's continue. Beautiful. All right, so we've got the soles on, stitched it on there. We made the leather heel bases, basically a couple of layers of leather hammered together, reshaped it like that. Now, why is this heel shaped like this? Some of you may not know. This is called a Thomas heel or orthopedic heel. Now, you see the curve right there? Basically, the curve is for your arch support. Your arches are right here, okay? And having the distance here a little bit longer gives it some arch support right there. So it works. It does work, actually. You know, it's a very good idea, and it does support the arch. And I think that it's a shame that some repairs take that out and cut a straight line and put a regular heel on stuff like this, which it's not supposed to be, actually. You know, just as it's supposed to have a Thomas heel, and that's what it is. This is, where is the heel for it? Let's see. Okay, so this is the original heel that comes in the Indies. Unfortunately, this isn't wide enough for us to use this. Besides, they don't put leather heel bases on. They put fiberboard heel bases on. So we made a leather one, and we're going to add a mini lug heels to match, somewhat to match the soles. So that's the history behind the Thomas heel or orthopedic heel. Okay, all right, let's continue. All right, welcome back. We are done with this project. This was a $700 project. Now, I knew ahead of time that it was going to be a lot more work involved than what I had estimated for. The only benefit I was going to get from this job at $700 for me was that I was going to make a video of it to show you guys what it looks like before and after, before, during, and after. And I told that to the customer that if he was good with 700, I'll put more into it and make a video of it. And this way, it'll be a little bit benefit to me, coming back to me in viewership. So customer agreed, and we went ahead and did it. And I think he's going to be thrilled, you know, what we ended up with. Sometimes people ask, why spend that kind of money on these old boots? Why don't you just get another pair? Well, it has sentimental value to the customer. He's been with them for many, many years. I don't know, they're about 30 years old. And he wanted to know if he can bring them back to get a few more years out of it. And he can get a lot more than a few years out of it. They're structurally sound, interior, exterior. All he's got to do is once in a while is condition the uppers, just a little maintenance, will be good to go. All right. Well, thank you for joining me, guys. I appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, email me, bedos@yahoo.com, bedos@yahoo.com. And please include some pictures. Don't just send me an email saying, I have questions. I'm not going to answer those emails, okay? It's a waste of time for both of us. If you have some concerns about your item, pictures, a description of what you want done, and I'll be glad to look them over and give you some options to see if we can move forward or not. Okay. All right, so thumbs up, comment, share. We'd greatly appreciate it. And have a happy new year. I hope it's a healthy one. Don't overdo it because you'll be hungover the next day. Like me, probably. All right. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you guys at the next project. Take care.